Hey there friends, walking again today. Proper long video, haven't done one in a little while. I think we're all adult enough here to admit that it's very hard to trust what you see online, how much of it's real. Are we being attacked by bots or people whose sole purpose it is in life to sit and write spammy kind of comments? We're also adult enough to admit that it's very painful having the truth spelled out directly to us. Very humbling. And more people are signing out, not getting involved in marriage, not having children, and increasingly reporting not having any other adult friends. And I wrote an article on my socials yesterday. You can find it in the links of the description down below, of how I recently met a chap on Twitter, and he started a Discord server for promoting his music that other young men can bait or masturbate or wank to, jerk off to, stroke their dicks to. Well, let's get this video demonetized. Not monetized anyway. My account isn't big enough yet. My account isn't big enough yet, I should be saying. I'm speaking too quickly. But I come out on my walks and I get out as far into the countryside as possible, frankly, so that I can be on my own. And I've just encountered further up the path behind me a couple of cyclists walking up what is clearly a footpath. And I can't deny it. It bothers me, you know, the way that they take over the paths and look affronted if you even give them a glance like they shouldn't be there. But we're all full of entitlement, we're all full of preferences, we all want things a particular way. But the thing with joining this baiting server is when you actually get beyond the physical. I mean, wanking is stress relief, we all know it. And every single man on the planet in the whole of human history has masturbated. We all know these things, we just don't want to talk about them. There's a latent hypocrisy in not revealing these things. And when you actually get into these communities, these groups, what you actually realise is beyond the material, beyond the physical, there's a human being there with desires and lusts and the often neglected needs that we have as men. Because it's not talked about very much, what do men need? Plenty of talk about what women need, but not much about, or if anything about what men's needs are. And we need communities. We need to be able just to literally and figuratively hang out and talk about what we need to talk about in ways that we want to talk about it. And particularly with this Discord server, it's gay and bisexual men, so naturally it will be visual. But if you think about it, well, what is being visual? Well, it's being seen, it's being acknowledged, and it's being respected. Now, people may disagree that a group of men jerking off together, wanking together, we're embarrassed by all of these words, but they are just words to describe a physical act of stress relief and release. But it's just about saying, well, yeah, this is who we are. This is a part of who we are. of what we want to do, and we want to build some kind of relationship where we can just be honest. Honesty is the best policy. They bring us up to believe in school. But, oh yes, but only honest if you agree with us. Only honest if, you know, you believe that diversity is our strength, which we know it's not. Only honest if you're violently socialist and communist and don't believe in private property. You know, we don't like that kind of honesty. You know, we don't like you having autonomy. God forbid that you actually think for yourself and do what you want to do, as they say on this particular server, with your bros, fellow man. And we're so starved. We're so starved of honesty and peacefulness that, you know, we'll look for it anywhere. Hello. Okay. Good, thank you. How are you doing? And when you get out into nature, you see, when you walk around and you breathe in the real greenness, not the suicidally barking mad all the fucking politicians are. And we are reaching a sort of critical mass, a level of awareness that all of the things that we've been told to believe in, power structures and healthcare and governments and politics and NGOs and quangos and, you know, all of these monolithic bureaucratic nightmares that just basically perpetually go to war with each other, that we end up, I mean, a lot of people end up in this environment where, you know, we're just at war with ourselves, and men just want to masturbate on camera. You know, it's a sign of a society where it's almost impossible to find other people who just want to do normal, natural things and not be brutally and mercilessly shamed into saying, oh God, you're a terrible person, you're going to burn in hell, you know, for having a wank. I mean, it's so pathetic how involved the state and the bureaucrats and the technocrats and the statists and God, all of these spectral organizations that you don't even know the names of the people, who they really are, what they're really doing, what their plan is. Are they just psychopathic? We don't know. And I think there's a growing realization that the less fuel, the less attention that we give to these things, the less the powers that be don't have control over our lives as much as possible. We have to remember that we are, even if it's in small ways, we are powerful, sovereign beings capable of leading our own lives. Have to remember it. Because every man and his dog at the moment is talking about the recent adaptation of the Odyssey, and relentlessly all day going on and on and on about how it's not accurate and how Christopher Nolan is the worst person in the world because he's done this. Of course he's done this. And guess the fuck what? You're giving him relentless free advertising, meaning more people are going to go and see it and make him more money. And they don't realise they're part of the problem. Get the fuck out of it. Get out of it. Do not be a follower of fashion. Be a beacon of taste. I mean, all of us have talked about various ideas and people living rent-free in our heads. And you've got these huge media, of alternative media outlets. Let the rain wash it all away. Media outlets giving free advertising to these people who are making shit films and shit music and shit art. Stop giving them airtime. Stop it. But you see, the trouble with being as egotistical as we are as human beings, we cannot bear to be left out. Can't stand it. We have to be involved, even if it's destructive. War is everywhere. It does not start outside. It starts within us all. And we have to learn to choose, to discern, to discriminate. We have to learn to be sovereign again. And if you can do it, and if I can do it, well then, so can other people. I'm just giving you a view down this wonderful green tunnel. It is possible for enough of us to say, yeah, all of this is bullshit. Everything we've been taught is crap, or probably completely false. Learn to be a truth seeker for yourself. Start with yourself. End with yourself. And realize that the reason that all of these things get so much attention is not because they're being put out, it's because you're buying into it. Be an adult. Don't get involved.